Good morning. All right, so welcome. This is Gentle Yoga. I am Casey Jean, and I am so excited to be here with you today. This practice is all about releasing tension in your lower body. So typically speaking, this class is usually done from a chair. And there are times that we, instead of using the chair fully, we lay on back all the way. And that's what we'll be doing today. So what you'll need is a chair will still be helpful. We'll use a chair more towards the end of the class. However, what you'll really want is either a blanket or a towel, and you'll want that primarily for your head. So you'll want it folded over in half like this to go underneath your head for support. You could use a pillow, however, sometimes pillows are too much support and it'll lean your head forward. So a body towel works perfectly fine. A smaller, thinner blanket, that also works. Do whatever works best for you, whatever you have available for yourself. Yeah. I think that's really all you'll be needing. If you want something to drink, or if you want anything at all that would bring you comfort, then you are of course welcome to grab that as well. I am pausing for a moment. We're here live. It's Thursday, November 5th, if you're with me live. And so I'm just taking a moment to invite a few people in that I know often join this class. So if you are here with me live, feel free to comment, say hey, say hello. Let me know that you're here. PRN, we have just started our first YouTube channel. And so yesterday was our launch day. We had our town hall, we had 2020 diaries, and then now today, yoga, where we've been hosting this live on Facebook, will now be live on YouTube. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and begin. This is a very gentle, very restorative class in nature. We will be lying down on the ground, and we'll be focusing on releasing tension in your lower body. So that's your hips, your hamstrings, your calves, even your ankles. So go ahead and make your way down to your mat. So lying down on your mat, and you might utilize a blanket underneath your head. You can put it under your head for a little bit of cushion. So lying down on your back and taking your time getting there. First of all, lying down on your back, and instead of stretching out fully, stay with your knees bent, your feet on the floor. And actually, if you wanted, you could take a moment and lay your body relatively flat and just notice how you're feeling in this moment before our movement practice. So if you wanted to try that, you could straighten out your legs, maybe your arms go to the side, and gently scan your body, if you will. Notice how you feel around your ankles, your calf muscles, up through your legs, your lower back, your shoulders, your upper back, even your neck. Noticing, but not judging. And then bringing your feet back to the ground, knees bent. This will be our home base. We'll come back to this shape a lot. So starting here, perhaps you bring one hand to your heart, the other hand to your belly, and begin to feel your breath. You might even notice your breath underneath your hands. Your eyes can be open, or you could just get a soft gaze at something unmoving. Shifting now to tuning inward. So often we move through life and we're caught up in all of what's going around us, the things we need to do, things other people are doing. And the invitation here is to now tune inward to your inner world, shifting into more being and feeling rather than doing and thinking. Take the next few moments to see if you can soften and settle your body even just 1 or 2% more. You can let your shoulders drop down towards your mat. Maybe it's unclenching your jaw. Notice your breathing. What is there to notice about your breath? How might your breath be informing your body? If your breath is shallow or rapid, you might be feeling a little tense in your body, maybe a little anxious. Can you see how your breath might be connected to your body? Begin to smooth out your breath. Let your breath just be a little longer. Notice how smoothing out your breath, how drawing out your breath helps to send messages to the rest of your body. Perhaps even with just a few breaths, you already feel your body soften, relax, even if it's just a little. You can bring your arms down by your sides, spread them out wide, or even keep them on you. Walk your feet a little bit wider. Walk your feet a little wider than the distance of your hips. And begin to drop your legs side to side, finding almost like a windshield-like motion with your legs. Allow this movement to be slow. Moving your legs almost like a pendulum. Slowly to one side, back through center, and to the other side. The next time you find your legs on a side, stay there. Stay there and take 5 deep breaths. After those 5 breaths, bring your legs back through center. Go to the other side and pause. Take 5 deep breaths here. Allowing your legs to relax. If you feel any tension or holding, see if you can soften. After those 5 breaths, come back, center, rest your feet on the floor in your neutral shape. Take a moment to just notice how that feels in your legs, your hips. Keeping one of your feet on the ground, bring your other leg in towards your chest. Then you can wrap your hands either behind your thigh or even in front of your shin. It's going to depend on how this feels for you in your shoulders and in your lower body. Know that there's no right or wrong. So the knees coming in towards your chest. Soften the foot, just let it rest. You don't need to hold it up. Soften your arms, your elbows, your shoulders. Begin to find circular-like movements with the leg that's in towards your chest. So you can use your hands to steer your leg around. While you're moving your leg, the movement is stemming, it's rooting in your hip. That's where it's coming from. So as you're moving your leg, notice what you feel in your hip. Maybe some tension, perhaps places that feel a little stuck. That's okay. Here, simply finding a little bit of mobility in the hip. And a few more circles in the way that you're going. Know that you also don't have to use your hand. You could simply move the leg in a circle-like movement. As you finish this next circle, begin to rotate going the opposite way. You're still circling, but now rotating the opposite way. Letting the leg drop out to the side, cross over your body a little bit, going all the way around. The next time you have the knee in towards your chest, stay there. Stay with your knee towards your chest for a moment. And then bring your fingers behind your thigh. Move your leg a little bit forward so now your knee is over your hip rather than in towards your chest. Your hands can be interlaced up higher towards your knee, maybe lower towards your glutes. Hands behind the thigh, somewhere, the knee over your hip. Begin to flex your foot. So press the heel forward, the toes are coming back. Flex the other way, point and curl your toes. And just find a few of those going forward and back, just with the ankle, just with the foot. You can continue that or find circles with just the ankle now. Similar to the hip, but now fine-tuning, getting a little smaller. Switch and rotate the other way if you're finding these ankle circles. Now rest the foot. Straighten the leg. Straighten your leg so it's going up towards the sky. Maybe it doesn't straighten fully. Maybe there's still a bend. Maybe it does straighten. Doesn't matter exactly where your leg is. Work towards straightening it. And then flex your foot again so that the heel is pressing forward. The toes are coming back. Soften your shoulders, especially if you feel like you're kind of rounding or hunching forward. See if you can soften. Even the option to just let go of your leg. You don't have to hold on to it. But if that feels like it's helping you stay stable, keep your leg up, of course, use your hands. Find the opposite flex again, where you're pointing your toes away from you. Perhaps here you feel a little bit of a stretch to the top of your foot. A little action in your calf. Again, flex your foot so that the heel is up, heel is pressing forward. And now start to lower your leg. So keeping it straight, begin to lower your leg down towards the ground. Pause when you start to feel something change in your low back. If your low back starts to curl or lift up, stay where you are. Don't go further than that. And then slowly lift your leg back up. So we're going to find these leg lifts. You could have your hands down by your sides, palms down for a little added stability. So lowering the leg slowly down. As you lower, feel the muscles in your core, your belly engage. The leg might go to hover a few inches above the mat, or again, just wherever you start to feel something change in your low back. Find these a few more times, lifting and lowering. Breathe deep as you move. Breathing in and breathing out. Find 3 more, just like this. Slow and steady. After the third one, lower your leg all the way down. Just keep it all the way down, flat on the mat. You might give that leg a little shake, a little left and right. Straighten the other leg. Now feel perhaps subtle or not so subtle differences between the legs from your hip all the way down to your toes. And this is a moment to pause, simply just to notice what is there, what you do notice. Not looking for anything in particular, just getting curious, noticing. That's the root of mindfulness. Paying attention on purpose, compassionately. So we'll switch sides now. Bend both knees, placing both feet on the ground. Your other leg, the knee comes in towards your chest. You can use your hands in front of the shin, behind the thigh, wherever you want to choose. And you might, as you have your hands, kind of pull gently, bringing the leg more towards your torso. Begin to find the circles for your hip here. Whether you choose to use your hand to steer or just move your leg. Now, I will say, so we're focusing on the other leg now. You can either keep the other foot on the ground as it is, or you can even straighten the leg all the way down. If that changes anything in your low back when you extend the other leg, then just bring the other leg back. So we're making these movements, allowing the circling leg, the moving leg, to come across the body to the side. Small or large circle movements. Find just a few more in the same direction you've been moving. And the next time, the knees towards the chest. Begin to circle in the opposite way. As you move, might you feel any differences on this side from the other? Perhaps this side feels a little more open and expansive. Maybe this side feels a little more tight, rigid. The next time your knee comes towards your chest, towards your midline, keep it there. And if you extended the other leg down your mat, bring it back so that the foot is on the ground, your source of stability. Hands come behind your thigh somewhere. Bring the knee over your hip. First, just find movement in your ankle. So you can flex your foot both ways, pointing toes, driving the heel forward. You can also find the circular movement here. Our ankles do so much for us. This is a little way to get back. I even think of it as a way to give thanks for your feet, for your ability to move about the world, even if your mobility is limited. All right. So straightening the leg, extending the leg is probably a better word to use because it may not be straight, and that's okay. We're extending the leg from the knee. Hands can either stay behind your leg or you can remove them. First, just finding this extension, straightening your leg. We often do a lot of sitting. It's how we drive. It's how we often work. We sit at a desk or sit at a table. And so straightening or extending the leg can sometimes be a little restrictive. It can bring up a lot of sensation because the back side of the leg, the hamstring, is like, wait a second, I'm not used to this. And so if your leg is feeling a little bit like that, meet yourself where you are. Rather than forcing your leg to be super straight or do anything that it doesn't quite feel ready for, breathe deep. Accept where your leg is in terms of flexibility in this moment, in this practice. I know that with returning to these types of practices, with straightening your legs more, taking even just a few minutes, maybe not a full yoga practice, your body is going to be more willing, more open, ready, and able to find more movement. So, release your hands. Maybe you bring your hands down by your sides, palms to the floor. You can press down just a little bit with your hands. That's going to give you stability. Notice here with your leg up, not even lowering your leg at all yet. See if you can feel your low back on the ground, on your carpet, your yoga mat, wherever you're at, maybe even your bed. Feel how it's relatively relaxed, or maybe relax it if it doesn't feel that way. Maintaining the sense of your back being able to be connected with the ground or whatever's underneath you as you begin to lower your leg. Go ahead and start to do that. And notice what happens in your low back when it starts to try to move in some way or shape or form. Pause. That's your end range. What happens when your low back is changing is it's trying to compensate. Then your low back is trying to do the work for you. Don't go past that point. Slowly start to lift your leg back. Find these slow movements. Listening to your body, right? So listening to when something changes in your low back, something comes up like a sensation that feels tight, that feels pulley. Slowly moving up and down. And notice what parts of your body, what's helping you do this. You lower your leg, you might start to feel the muscles in your belly, around your belly button, they're engaging. What about your leg? Is there an area in your leg that you can feel those muscles engage so that you're able to do this? You can even bring your hand to the top side of your hip on the leg that's moving and feel as it moves. This movement's coming from your hip. Using muscles in your thigh, your quad. Take 3 more. You need to rest. Take a moment of rest. After the 3rd, rest your leg all the way down the mat. Let it go. Rest it down. Maybe you need a little movement or want a little movement, so you can shake the leg, rotating it left and right. You're welcome to straighten both legs, taking a moment, letting all of that settle in your body. This time, bring both knees in towards your chest. Doesn't mean you're touching your chest, just in towards you. Begin to find circular light movements. So finding a circle, perhaps like with your knees. And just like earlier, this is in your hips, the movement stemming from your hips, and even your low back. This might almost feel like a massage in your low back. Take just a few more in this direction you're moving. And switch directions. Pause with the knees in towards your chest. Feet on the ground now. Finding subtle movement with your head. So let your legs just be feet on the ground. Your arms can stretch out or just rest down by your side. Begin to find a small no-like movement. So just letting your head rotate left. Back to center, so you're looking up towards the sky. Then over to the other side. Continue this movement left and right. And you might even connect this with your breath. So this is a slower, more subtle movement. You might breathe in and let your head go all the way to one side. Breathe out, resting your head on that side. Breathing in again, slowly moving your head all the way to the other side. Breathe out. So switching on the in-breath. Holding on the out-breath. Switching on the in-breath. Holding on the out-breath. Bring your arms down by your side. Let your head come back to neutral. Arms down by your side, down towards your hips, palms down. Then take a moment now to pancake flop your hands. So now that your palms are facing up. Go in between those, palms down and palms up. Notice in your shoulders, whatever there is to notice. So we're opening the shoulders and closing them in a sense. There's an external rotation with the palms up, an internal rotation, palms down. Notice without judgment or criticism, but notice if one is easier than the other. Very likely it might be the inward rotation, the palms down. The next time your palms are up, let them stay there. Thinking about your arms as hands of a clock. Maybe you even think of a snow angel. Start to bring your arms more out towards the side. So you're taking up more space. Think of like a baby snow angel, perhaps. And again, find that small movement. Palms up, palms down. Slow and steady. And take your span a little bit wider. Not quite out like a T quite yet, but a little bit wider. You might feel a little sense of opening through your underarm, your armpit. And again, find the flop of your hands. Palms up, palms down. This might be the place that you stay, or you might bring your arms out now to T position. So your arms left and right out from your shoulders. Same thing goes. Palm down, palm up. Notice the subtle movement in your shoulder out to your forearm. Again, maybe staying here, or bring your arms straight up overhead, up over your head. If you have a blanket on underneath your head, your arms might be resting on that a little bit. You do reach your arms up, just stay for about 3 breaths. Wherever you are, snow angel your arms slowly down by your sides. You choose whether you rest them palm up or palm down. And notice the subtleties in your shoulders now. Allow your hands to relax wherever you would like them to. Bring the soles of your feet together. There'll be a deep bend in your knees, each knee going out to its respective side, and your legs almost making like this diamond shape. If you have pillows or any type of cushion from your couch or something like that, you can put that underneath your legs where there's likely space between that and the ground. If you don't have any handy, that's okay. You could pause this and come back, or allow your legs to just be as they are. See if you can soften your body. If there's anywhere in your body you're holding tension, can you soften and release just a bit? Bring your focus back to your breathing again. And smooth out your breath. Allowing the inhale to be a little smoother, and the exhale to be a little longer. Three more breaths as you are. Slowly bring your legs back together. Setting up for relaxation now. So this could be where you grab your chair and allow the backside of your legs to rest on your chair. If it feels okay to you, you could also simply stretch out like you're lying down for a nap. You could lay on your back, you could lay on your side. If you want to use the chair, slowly roll to a side, grab the chair. If you're using the chair, the back side of your legs go to the back side of the chair. Backs of the knees touching the end of the seat of your chair. Softening down, relaxing your body. So whatever shape you want to take on, allow it to be. Allow your body to be. If there are any small adjustments that need to happen for you to be even more comfortable, to be even more relaxed, allow yourself that. Maybe it's even grabbing a blanket for warmth. In these next few moments, simply allow your body to relax. Know that in this moment, there's nothing for you to do. Allow yourself to relax for just 1 full minute. For 1 minute, allow yourself to relax, knowing there's nothing to do, nowhere to be, except for right here, resting. If you find your mind caught up in thought or thinking, slowly just come back to your breath. Notice how it feels to allow yourself the time and space to rest. Maybe it's kind of challenging. Maybe you notice your mind's habit to think, to make to-do lists. Maybe there was physical tension in your body and that made it a little hard to relax. Maybe it felt like exactly what you needed. You're still lying on the ground. Slowly begin to find a little movement. You can wiggle your fingers, your toes. You might roll to a side if you're lying down. Slowly take your time coming up to seated. Or if you have the time to continue to stay and relax it a little longer, maybe you do that. Maybe you stay as you are. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Casey Jean. We had this class every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and the replay is always available for you. This is our first session, moving from Facebook Live to YouTube Live. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get reminders when we go live and we offer new classes. Thank you so much for being here. Please continue to take care of yourself, to listen to your body. Your body doesn't do anything at random. So if you feel tension in your body somewhere, if you have a headache, your body's likely trying to communicate something to you. Maybe you need more water. Maybe you need more rest. Maybe it wants you to get up away from your desk and do something else. Get in a practice again and again and again of listening to your body, and then taking aligned action. In other words, giving yourself what you need. You are worthy of that. You are capable of that. I'll see you next time.